Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. WPC-A's Dota 2 League continues right now. It's LGD China versus Hearts Get Together. We had ourselves a slightly late start today, but we are just underway in game number 1, so I haven't missed too much action. No kills yet, so you can claim me for missing first blood in just a second. Gods is enjoying a concert, so I am solo casting this one. Just need to fix my settings. With that being said, let's introduce our teams. LGD China looking pretty good. They have the potential to be third place in the groups if they win 2-0 today. Or right now they are sitting, I believe, at fourth, right behind Vici Gaming. Kung Fu sitting in third place as well. So we'll introduce our teams now. Yao going to be your Nature's Prophet. That puts DD onto the Earthshaker. And your mid lane is going to be Xiao on the Troll Warlord. This is our first look at LGD China with their in the 6.79 patch, at least in this league. So very excited to see what kind of style they're going to be playing so far. Looks pretty conventional, but they do have a Viper. DDC, your Visage. That puts Xiao 2 to your Rabbit onto your safe lane farming Viper. And as for the Hearts Get Together boys, we have your off lane Timbersaw. It's going to be 7 playing the Timbersaw. We have Xiao Hong handling your solo mid Windrunner. XY on the support Lion. CYS going to be playing the Enchantress. And last but not least, Xiao Lu, safe lane Weaver. So, game very early here. We can take a look at some of our matchups. It's a solo mid troll against a mid Windrunner. I'd say a pretty even matchup. Windrunner not very easy to hit with Whirling Axes. Good at farming anyway from Power Shot, but oh no. Off the bat, we could have an initiation here. DD gets off a Fissure. If they can get off the slow, this could easily be our first blood. Hearts Get Together. No, the Lion's Fissure blocked, trapped away. It looks like he gets through, but that last little pebble of the Fissure actually keeps him out. So he'll end up getting away in the end. So it was close. As for this mid lane, this could be the death of Xiao. In fact, Power Shots, there it is! And the first blood's going to go to Hearts Get Together. Nicely played.
Windrunner gets there
and
first.
Not often you see a solo kill by a Windrunner this early without even hitting a Shackle Shot, it looks like. Xiao just taking too much right-click damage, ends up going down. And maybe not having a poor man shield is the difference here. As has not been pulled too heavily this game, it looks like. But nonetheless, he'll TP right back, is not missing too much experience. And all our lanes looking pretty good so far. They are getting complete free farm on a safe lane Viper. As for Hearts Get Together, not so good farm on a safe lane Weaver. So give LGD a slight advantage for their safe lane. And the supports get the first blood, but the question is, when you're running a line Enchantress and you're ganking a lot, can you keep it up? They're actually dual jungling. And this is kind of an interesting way to deal with the changes to pull experience now, as well just being up against the Prophet. It's a lot harder for him to move his trance all the way over to this part of the jungle to block these camps. So he can't block these camps as easily, and as a result, you get free experience. Also, their offlaner, even if it was like a bounty hunter, is going to have a harder time choosing between lane experience or the jungle camp. So, might be a way that we see teams try and deal with the changes to offlaners getting experience just for being near the camps dying, but a little bit early to tell, I suppose. Here comes CYS now. Not smoked up, but just a preemptive Fissure from DD, who did have an Observer Ward here, and says, you know what, you're not coming. No. Bad CYS. Stay away from the tower, but he is going to push this top tier 1. And it's going to be hard to stop it. And why am I getting Steam messages right now? Flame Wheel, you disappoint me, my friends. No messaging during a broadcast, but CYS is going to get trapped now. Oh no, this is going to be bad. Up in the trance, the troll trap's there, but the Fissure doesn't block him in fully. Oh, he can't get out. He's got a tango if he needs it. He'll use it and should be able to escape. So, in the end, a bit of wasted time from your Enchantress. Overall, I think the thing I'm most curious about this game is just to see how the safe lane Viper develops. And I do want to point out, the old way of building Viper with the old poison attack was you'd always get it to level 3 by the time you had 5, because that's when it goes from having a 3-second cooldown to a 0-second cooldown, which is pretty powerful on Viper. But now you have a 0-second cooldown at all levels, so he is actually maxing Nether Toxin first, which I'm pretty sure is the correct way to skill him nowadays, either doing that or maxing the Corrosive Skin first, depending on the situation. But you just get so much right-click damage from Nether Toxin, and it's flat damage, whereas Corrosive Skin actually scales with your own HP in general, so it's a percentage-based kind of reduction. It's better, I think, later on to max it. So this is probably the right way to skill Viper nowadays, and interesting build from him so far. Hasn't gotten a kill yet, but even a Timbersaw is vulnerable to this Viper, especially once he hits 6, which he's just now done so. Has the ultimate up, and with a Visage here. If 7 shows himself in the lane, he is almost certainly dead to rights. Hearts get together. Smoke number 2 of the game. This will be gank number 3. CYS on the move. We'll try and rotate down through the middle lane. Remember, even with sentries, even with observers on the map, you do not see the smoke tiers until they get revealed. This is a good opportunity for Hearts to get together to find a pickoff. And, well, they're going to find Xiao 8 here in the jungle. Xiao Hong, but who's found who really is the question. Power shot coming through. 1, 2 more right clicks will be the kill. But he's bottling up. He pumps the regen, and he's still alive, but hexed. He runs right into the smoke party. Another death for Xiao 8. And another great rotation for Hearts to get together. Which, oh, they're not done yet. They're going to find DD now. They impale him. They say, let's get more kills, but DDC's here. He's level 4. Rabbit's here. He's level 6. That's 1 down. If they get off an ultimate, which they should be able to, XY's dead as well. This little lion needs to TP out, and he's going to do it. XY with the big plays. Reminds you a little bit of the XY from Zenith as well. Nicely done. So he'll end up escaping. As for Xiaolu in the safe lane, he'll force out a Yao TP. Already up to 1,800 gold. He's just been farming in the off lane. They have tried to put pressure on him, but have been unable to do so, because DD's just been like living in this region of the map, basically, like right around here. So as a result, your offlane Prophet is going to have like a 7.5 minute Midas. That's pretty damn good. Overall, looking at the lineups and sort of how they're going to scale later on to the game, I would say Hearts get together definitely have the stronger late game lineup. They have multiple cores in the Viper, the Troll, and the Prophet, and they'd have heroes that just scale well in general, but if they give up too many kills, LGD China could be in trouble. Hearts get together. Only 1 real DPS hero late game, and that's a Weaver. Not the strongest right-click hero by himself. Needs more items than, say, someone like a Prophet or a Troll to really carry late game. Or at least similar items. So I still like LGD China's position, but true to form, Hearts get together. Still showing us the same thing they did in 6.78, which is that if they get a decent start, which they often do. They jump out first, they'll have the gold advantage, or at least the kill advantage, but the real question becomes, can they actually control the game and push that early gold advantage into a win, which it's been elusive for them. Yet to take off a win from a big-name team in this tournament thus far. Still in the offlane, Seven continuing to leech experience here. He's up to level 6. Got a decent amount of nuke damage. And he's going to try and kill off these neutrals, but now wants to run. Throws out the chakram. It's going to slow down Rabbit, but I don't know if it matters here. Yao comes in. 7 out of mana. You're lying down. 2 to fall. LGD trying to descend with 4 heroes to the bottom rune. Will succeed in picking him off. It's a bloodbath. 3-2 your score. They could even maybe look to kill this Windrunner with a nice fissure block. Shackle shot, not going to latch. Fissure comes through. Xiao 8, he's still got the slow here. But with phase boots as well as Windrun. Should be absolutely fine. Okay, so a lot of aggression, blows being traded back and forth, but to me, Hearts get together, their lineup really has to be ahead, and they have to be significantly ahead, and they're not. If you look at the cores for LGD China, they're all ahead in terms of farm, aside from the Windrunner winning that middle lane over Troll, but Troll, he's more of like a glorified ulti in a lot of cases. Sure, he does good right-click damage, but just making your Prophet and your Viper stronger. Not to mention your Visage is pretty good by itself. So I'd say LGD China winning the lane stage pretty convincingly despite that 2-0 start. And, well, it's early in terms of golden experience and it's close, but when you consider their lineup, it's just not enough for Hearts to get together. Not yet. The Midas has been up on Yao now. He's used it once for 50 seconds ago or so that makes it a sub 9-minute Midas in the off lane as Prophet. Already hitting level 8 off the back of that. Got a lot of experience out of that lane. And now we'll see yet another smoke. I think they're out now. This has to be their 3rd. Yeah, they'll have the 4th in 1 minute. And then Hearts get together. They're done with the smoke ganks for a while. I fear for them. Without the smokes, how will they keep the pressure up? LGD China, the Great Wall, as it were. Farming strong. They're going to find a rune bottom. In fact, they will. It goes to Xiao 8. He bottles it up. And already your mech picked up by Rabbit. So not really having a good support to build a mech this game. LGD China, there's no Chen, there's no... I mean, a Visage can build a mech, but it's normally fairly slow, and you'd love for him to just go for straight into your point booster, straight into Medallion. So I do like the choice to get a mech here on the Viper right away. And you have the Troll, the Prophet, is still other heroes that can deal right-click damage, so you're not completely relying on Viper for his auto attack. So I think it's a good choice. And with the mech plus the Troll ultimate, their push and the Visage familiars, now their push becomes very fearsome. Xiao 8 sensing the momentum and opportunity, he says, let's go bottom, guys. Tier 1 is falling to us. No opposition being mounted yet by Hearts get together. Just 7 trying to defend. Prophet ult coming through. Likewise trying to slow down the push top. And in fact, it brings these supports to half. The swarm comes out. DD will probably cook to kill off the bugs. No, and well, meanwhile, bottom lane, the Timbersaw ends up being dove by Viper and killed off pretty much solo. The support's just standing there pushing the tower. Xiao 8 as well as DDC. Meanwhile, as for Yao, he's still defending the middle lane, and LGD China are going to go for 2, it looks like. Troll ult is online, 11 minutes in, score now 4-2 favoring LGD China, and they're looking for more. The ult gets popped, and out come the right clicks, the familiars, as well as the Vista. Just look at the tower melt. 11.5 minutes in. LGD China are going to turn 2, and this is before Hearts Get Together, mind you, have taken the tier 1 top. In fact, they will finally get it, but a 2-for-1. Don't try to tower trade with Troll. It's not going to end well. Maybe if you have a bear. Multiple bears might be better than one Troll, but you need multiple. Papa, Mama, and Baby Bear. You need them all. And they go middle lane. Your slow comes out. One familiar stun will spell his doom. 1, 2. Well, now he's definitely in a lot of trouble. Okay. They decide to go for the tower instead. DDC just slightly out of range for a Grave Chill. There are no familiar stuns. They're wrapping around. Is Xiao Hong maybe looking for a power shot, but by the time he even gets in range, LGD China just take another tower. This is a demolition squad. 3 down, and they're going to rotate straight top. The tier 1, the tier 2, not too long for this world. We may see Hearts Get Together at the rate they're going, lose all their towers in the next 3 minutes, at most. And once those are down, then the way to Roche lies open. So as for LGD China, what do they use all this gold on? I think it's pretty much your standard stuff, nothing too out of the ordinary. Xiao 8 can go into drums, or even just straight BKB. You're up against the Lion, and Lion, Windrunner by themselves pretty much command that you build a BKB. Too much lockdown, too much spam. Aghanims for Viper will be the next choice, which is a great sort of standard Viper choice. BKB is okay on him, but he doesn't really need to be that close to the enemy team, and they have an take it away to get out safely. He's got good attack range. So they'll pop the ult once again, and they'll look to go high ground, or not high ground, but onto the tier 1. The tier 1 dropping pretty quickly here. It's not dead yet. But with the tower gold advantage that LGD China now have, the mech being up, they really want to fight, and it is their fight to take. Can Hearts Get Together defend? The onslaught increases. 7, throwing out the shotgun here. We have LGD China retreating out for the time being. And they'll reset and reload, but there's no reason to stop here, because Hearts Get Together, they don't have their Weaver off split pushing, which he probably should be. Just sitting top, throwing out the swarm, trying to defend. And it's a losing battle for them to do so, because eventually this tower is going to fall. There's now just a mech complete on the Windrunner. So a mech for a mech. But still I favor LGD China a lot here. And just having Troll ult, having a really strong right-click lineup. This tower almost certain to fall. And they're not split pushing, not putting any pressure on the bottom lane. There are even creeps at that bottom tower that they could have been going on. Shackle will connect on Xiao 8. Is this the opportunity to go in? Rabbit standing strong. Sentry gets dropped in the middle of the fight. Xiao Lu in all sorts of trouble. Hold time-lapse back out. Now he's got to run. The tower fell anyway. And they're looking for more. Xiao Lu hit by a soul assumption. Rabbit giving chase. He's got his ultimate available. Prophet TP's in. Everybody looking to run. Chakram from the sideline swipes them. And 7 will get out too. Yeah, they're really just better off in these situations. At least send one here to split push. Be it the Windrunner, the Timbersaw, or even the Weaver. I think your Weaver is by far the best choice. But setting 5 heroes to defend against LGD China, you're not going to stop them from pushing. And all you're doing is ensuring that you don't get anything in return. So I don't think that's really the best way for them to trade. But still, it's hard to stop the onslaught. And now, Yao picking up the Necro Book. This Death Ball, guys. This Death Ball is looking pretty fearsome. We're going to see more Necro Book Dota coming out from LGD China. Your second or third Chinese team to start using the mass Necro Books, perhaps. They only have one so far, but hell, it's not a bad item on Troll. It's a little bit unconventional, and it's not something that you normally would expect to see, but I think it's still working. Well, they have found Xiao Han. He tried to run south, but there's no running. There's no hiding. Xiao 8 has found him, and he'll go down. LGD China, they'll group up mid, and they'll continue to push. CYS just... what does he really do here? Not split pushing. They are trying to now with Xiao Lu on the top lane, as well as their other 2 heroes, XY and 7 on the bottom. But realistically, it's just too late to try and split push now. Earlier, they could have taken a tier 1 for a tier 1, especially once that push top happened. But teams' hearts get together. Just we're not prepared for this aggression and this level of pushing power. The tier 2 about to drop mid. The Chakram coming in, but it's not enough. Glyph's already been used earlier, and it's still not off cooldown. The tier 2 mid falls. That's almost every outer tower already down. Now the fight breaks out. DD dropping a big fissure. Xiao 8 retreating out. Soul Assumption coming in. Kills off your Lion. Everybody now on the run. Shackle Shot connecting a familiar, or rather, sorry, just the Viper to the trees. But he's still alive for now. Pops the Viper Strike. Continues to run. CYS forces the time-lapse out. Xiao Lu, the time-lapse out rather. Dropping low. 3 heroes dead. Could be 5. That's 4 to fall. And now your lone actually make it 3. The Viper falls for LGD and 3 fall for Hearts Get Together. But they only kill the Viper. And now that's a 16-minute blink with Arcane Boots on a 5-position Earthshaker. Didn't even get the farm earlier. Remember, his early game was sitting here, just fissure blocking ganks and running for his dear life. DD has a Blink Dagger. They've taken 5 towers in 16 minutes. So much for LGD China sitting back and farming all game on a 4 Protect 1. This is a very, very aggressive kind of Dota coming out from them. At least so far. Now, the question is, do they now look to farm for another 20 minutes? Knowing LGD China, I wouldn't be shocked. And they certainly could. Again, I think if they want to take this 40 minutes in, which not that they need to, but it's the slightly safer way to play perhaps, they'll win there too. Hearts Get Together, running a 1-core lineup. Well, I mean, you've got these other cores, but at best they can build like a Hex. They're very vulnerable against BKB, Windrunner, and Timbersaw. Just don't do too much against it. Especially Timbersaw, completely countered by BKB when it's online. So I think this is looking like LGD China. If they want to farm, great. If they want to fight, maybe just want to get those next items up. The Ags on Xiao 2G coming very soon. DDC doesn't have in his Ags yet, but with 2200 gold, could work towards it, or could work towards a pipe directly. I think the pipe would be better if they want to end the game now, but Ags just sort of your versatile, strong late game Visage item too. So we will see. Xiao 8 with a Vlad's probably just back into BKB now, and just have someone who could stand in the front lines, not worry about getting Hex Impaled, Finger to Death. As for Yao, Necro 3 up. I actually like Assault Caress a lot here. Very strong item when you're trying to push early, and especially when you already have a Necro 3. The minus armor, it does work on buildings, it's going to make your creep wave stronger. We'll have to wait and see though. Definitely has his options open. Either way, the point is LGD China can think about items like this, whereas Hearts Get Together, trailing by 10,000 gold in 18 minutes, really cannot think about big items. For them, it's just about getting the basics up. Get your Weaver, his Linked Sphere, he's got the gold for it now, or 20 gold it looks like. And just split push, stall as long as possible. But the end times are upon them, at least for this game. Rabbit, Xiao 8 going to work on the tier 2 top, dropping quickly. In come your familiars. The glyph was forced out already. Rather early glyph. I think you'd want to hold on to it a bit longer. And also interesting they choose to use it on an outer tower, because this tower realistically is very hard for them to defend. Considering the item disadvantage, considering just LGD's Death Ball kind of lineup, having multiple Rs that stack really well, the Troll Ultimate, well, not an R, but effectively might as well be one. Your Necro 3, Fissure being stronger when it's hitting multiple heroes. To me, it's going to be very hard for them to fight, but they figure we fight outside the base or we've lost this game anyway. So here they go. The tower's already down. They're going to run right in. Xiao 8. Only Xiao 2G getting caught by that initial chakram. Now a hook forward from the Timbersaw, but he immediately gets ulted by Viper. Fissure blocked in. The Timbersaw, the one who's trapped trees, as well as Fissure were his doom. Meet the woods, my friend. Now DD. Still alive, he gets off an Echo Slam. They want to bring Xiao Lu down. He manages to time-lapse out. Now he's on the run. He hasn't killed anyone though. Soul Assumption brings him low. Blinking forward is DD. Not enough. The linkage was still available. Sprout off the mark and Xiao Lu. They'll scurry away to safety, but they still lost 3 in the midst of that chaos. So that is a 3-0, I believe. 3-0. There was no trade for Hearts Get Together. Oh boy. Guys, I don't think it's Hearts Get Together's game. Man, I hate that name. I mean, it's a good name, but it's just hard to pronounce. Now they have an Ags up on Viper. And this is where things get really annoying, because if you try to defend, what Viper can just do is literally just Viper Strike any hero that he sees, especially support like a Lion, and the range on it is very scary. If you look at it now with an Ags, he can outrange like a Lion Impale, a Windrunner who comes into right-click hold outrange for. Scepter cast range 900. So pretty much anything on Hearts Get Together aside from a Shackle Shot from creep to hero, he will easily be able to Viper Strike anyone who runs to defend. Even though the Timbersaw Chakram is not particularly... I mean, I think it's just about as long. I guess it's slightly longer, but still, it's not hugely longer. And Viper, with the phase boots, can probably look to just nuke them once, drive everyone back. The thing is, the cooldown is so low that you could just constantly zone your opponent's back. So this is looking worse and worse for Hearts to get together. Here comes the 5-man. Straight onto the tower. Troll ult gets dropped, along with the Necro minions, going immediately onto the supports. And Rabbit already just throwing out the ultimates willy-nilly whenever he feels like it. XY gets caught. There's another ult available in 3 seconds. They don't even need the ult. A fissure. Blink jam from DD. Here's the kill, and push will continue for LGD China. 13-3 your score. From the backside, trying to come in is CYS. He's already popped his heal preemptively just to make sure he's tanky. They do get off a 2-hero shackle. There's no better time to go. There's no Lion. Maybe there is a better time. Problem is, that's after your racks fall. Meanwhile, DD, he's found CYS. No Echo Slam to dunk him. Did they even bother going for him? No, DD's just going to be dealing with that Enchantress Wall. The push continues straight up the high ground. Xiaolu running through. He could drop the Swarm and already has done so, but what will it matter? Everybody's still tanky. Out comes your Timbersaw, though, has finally brought one down. They have forced Xiao 8 back, but yeah, still is a ground sprout available as Xiaolu continues to give chase, and they're ignoring the Viper. You cannot ignore Viper in fights. As your heroes start to drop low, he melts them to pieces. He has killed off Xiao 8, but they get dunked now. They've lost one. Xiaolu's still alive, standing strong for now. Time-lapse is back out. But the meat and potatoes of this LGD lineup is really the Viper, the Earthshaker, the Troll. These are your 3 most important heroes in the 5-man, and even as a triumvirate, it's enough. They take the racks. LGD China, 22 minutes in, leading 16-5, are cruising to a very safe and easy Game 1 victory. And I think more than anything, looking at the way this game developed, Hearts Get Together just had too much pressure on the laning stage, for my tastes at least. Like, Waver had to completely crush safe lane Prophet, because he's not, again, he's just not the best late game carry. Windrunner, sure, she won the lane against Xiao H, even got a solo kill, but then you look at what they were giving up. Prophet was getting free gold and experience for Yao in the off lane. Your solo mid Troll still got his levels at the end of the day. A lot of their smoke ganks were denied or unsuccessful, and then when they went to tower trade, that's really where this game just fell apart. They weren't prepared for LGD China's ability to push down towers. When they pushed top, they were going for a tier 1 tower trade. They had 2 heroes pushing the top lane. LGD China actually took a tier 1 and a tier 2 during the time that Hearts Get Together took a tier 1. And that's just not a trade you can afford to make. You at least have to go for a tier 2 and a tier 2 if you're going to give up a trade like that. And realistically, what they probably should have done is just send at least like the Windrunner to defend bottom lane. Put somebody else mid if you need to. Because Timbersaw by himself just could not do much. The tier 1 you have to sack, but the tier 2 they could have looked to defend. So hindsight being 2020, well, it is what it is, guys. And now LGD trying to look for one more lane of racks. Desolator now up on your Prophet. Already has the Necro 3. There's going to be another Necro book for Rabbit. He's just picked one up. And soon the... No, it's actually Necro for DDC as well. So give them a triple Necro book, and onto the high ground they go. With the mass Necro books, all the summons, the minions, everything you could want. It's an army of creatures on behalf of LGD China, working to bring down this rack, working to give them a very early win. They found CYS here with the Viper Strike, even through Untouchable. He's just going to explode Desolator onto the rack. Everybody dropping low. The Fissure comes through. Now, looking for the dunk. He did not get off an Echo Slam. It's still cooling down. Would have been a slam, but who needs it? They certainly don't. Still diving. Rabbit, Xiaotuji. Got Aegis here. He'll throw that Aegis away, but they get 2 lanes of rack. So with that, they're going to take Game 1, and they're going to do it convincingly. GG, LGD China, just smashing their way through. Hearts Get Together. And I think the thing that's cool here is these Mass Necro books and the Pocket Viper pick. This is a hero that's been getting banned a lot in Western Dota. We saw Viper get banned repeatedly in Liquid versus Alliance. I've not seen if the Chinese teams are banning him, but they have been banning a lot of Lich, which is, well, he's pretty strong in this patch. Potentially even imbalanced. Too early to say, though. But yeah, great performance from LGD China here. They're going to take Game 1 convincingly. It is a 2-game series. As you can see, Gods is, I believe he's at a concert of some kind, and hence the late start today. Gods is the responsible one here. Sorry about that, guys, but at least we caught Game 1 for most of the action anyway. We could take a quick look at our standings here when we have a second, just so you guys can get a sense of where these teams sit in relation to the groups. Or do we have standings, Cal? I think he gave me the no face with his eyes really wide, like a deer in headlights. So. Okay. Okay, we have standings here. So LGD China 11-6, And yeah, if they win this game, they'll be actually tied up with Tongfu. Sorry, I think I said Vici Gaming was in third, but it is Tongfu. So if LGD China win one more game, they will be in fantastic position moving into the week continuing. This is the halfway mark for our season, guys. Once everyone has played their 18 first games, everyone will have been halfway through the season. Each team plays a total of 36. DK, no longer undefeated, no longer unrivaled. They're 16-2, which means they're very catchable. But, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Game 2 is going to be coming up in this 2-game series. It will be LGD China versus Hearts Get Together. Can the new kids on the block find a win, or are they all out of gas? We'll find out after this.